Adithya Narasinghe, your host for this weekend's proceedings on Google products, and to let you know about our resource person for these 2 days, today as well as tomorrow. He is Adithya Narasinghe. He is a software engineer and he has received, he is reading for his BSc in Computer Science from Sri Lanka Institute of Information and Technology. And he has an enormous list of work experience currently going on. And if I do this, it's going to take a lot of time. So without much further ado, before I hand it over to this energetic, talented, techie person, please have your microphones muted during the proceedings. If you have any questions, do put it in the chat box. And of course, Mr. Adithya Narasinghe will be gladly guide you all through the Google products, the various Google products that we already know, but we do not know. So I'm not the most tech savvy person here. So over to you, Mr. Adithya Narasinghe.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I think everyone here can hear me. Yes. So a couple of things before we start at the end of the session. So it would be ideal if you have another device, ideally a mobile phone or a tablet with you to do the quiz, because what I will be doing is I'll be presenting my screen and you'll get a code to join the quiz and you have to answer the question on your phone. There will be a leaderboard, etc. So just a note so you can be ready at the end. Okay, so let's start. I'm sure you guys have seen the graphics and know what we are going to talk about today. So basically, we are going to talk about Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and Google Forms today. And I think like almost all of you must be familiar with Microsoft Office. So you should be like familiar with most of the stuff I'm doing today. Just that it's a bit different on how you do it, but most of the stuff is, so you know what you can do. It's just basically me showing how you can do it also on Google products. And there are some interesting stuff tomorrow. So let's talk about them tomorrow. So let's focus on this stuff. Let me share my screen. Hope you guys can see my screen. All good?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Okay. So for everything that we are going to do today, you just need a computer. You can do this stuff in your mobile phones as well, but the UI or like what you have to click and how where they'll be located will be different. But for everything that I'm going to do today, it's a computer and a web browser, which I think everyone has. And also you can follow with me. So if you have questions, then you can ask me in India, or like if you get issues, just drop a message. Okay. So first thing we are going to do today is look at Google Drive. Google Drive. So you can go to Google and search for Google Drive. Or else you can just go to drive.google.com. It's the preferred that I use because it's really easy. So this is Google Drive. I think in mine there's a whole lot of stuff, but if this is the first time you are using, it will be empty. So it's like Drive on your computer. You can have stuff. You can upload files. You can like upload images, presentations, whatnot, and you can share them with others, or you can keep them to be accessed later from a different device. So the main things we are going to cover today is like upload stuff to Google Drive, create stuff on Google Drive, and then how to share them with others with like different privilege levels. Okay. So first thing first, I can have like a whole lot of stuff in my Google Drive like this, and it will get cluttered really quickly, like how it has been cluttered in mine. So first thing, you can like just right click on it and you'll get the same menu as you do on your Windows like computer. And you can just create folders or like create Google Docs slides or from directly from here. We'll be doing later. So I'll just create a new folder to isolate stuff, and I'll just rename it session. I have my folder here. So after that, you can basically add stuff. So if I go to new, I can see that I can upload directly from here. Because you can upload stuff. So now it's saved in my Google Drive, so I can access it from any device by logging into my personal email address. And also say you have a bunch of stuff. Add some stuff here to my computer. So I have okay. Okay, now I'll create a new folder. Okay, I want to upload everything that's in that folder to my Google Drive. So one thing you can do is you can Control A, select everything, and then just drag and drop them here, and that will do. Or else what you can do is you can right click or click on the new button and click upload folder and choose the folder, and click upload, and it will ask there are 15 files on it and whether it's okay to upload. And if I click on upload, it will start uploading it. But be aware that this feature is not available on all the versions of your browser. So it would be ideal if you are using Chrome, and from what I remember, it works on other browsers as well, but if you are the latest version. So yep. So all the files are here by just a single action. So that's uploading, and then now after you get files here, also you can create Google Docs directly from here. I'll just create a blank document here. you what happens. And it will be directly here. So that's all with Google Drive, but this is going to be important later because everything, like most of the stuff you do with Google products is going to get stored here, especially the stuff we are covering today. So this is like the base of what we are. Okay, so now we have the content in our Google Drive, and we want to, what they call it, share it with others. So I don't want to keep this for myself. So what I can do is, there are two ways of sharing. One is via the email. The other is via what we call it, a link, where you send the link to. So first I'll show you. So say I want to share this whole folder. So I'll just click on it, right click, click share, and I get this pop-up. So here you have to enter the email. So I'm just going to enter my work email here, so I can show you the different, and I can select how I want to share, whether I want the other person to just be able to view the stuff, not edit, or whether I want them to comment on the stuff, or I want them to view at full access, so they can add new files or edit text files, or other people, like share this with other people. So I'm just going to give viewer, and I can include a message or take this to notify the other person and click send. So now I log in using my, so now I'm going to get an email like this. So the other person is going to get an email like this, where they'll see that someone shared some stuff with them. So they can directly click open, or else one other thing you can do is you can directly go to drive.google.com. And if you go to shared with me, you can see everything that's shared with you and the date it was shared. So here's the stuff I shared today. If I go in, I can see all the stuff, but I can neither rename nor remove or anything. I just can download and see. So that's so from my original account, I can rename this stuff. Paste rename. And I can delete stuff. No problem. You'll get the same options. And if I go to share again, now I can see that this is already shared with these people with this editor access or comment access. I can just simply click on this. And now I can rename stuff immediately, like the other person can rename stuff. So that's sharing. And yeah, that's with sharing with you. And the other thing you can do is you can share using them. So if I go to sharing again, there's these other options in get link. And by default, it's only restricted to it's restricted to only the people added. So basically, you have this. If you have added people here, they can use this thing to open the share folder or file. So say I use some other email account or I haven't signed in. If I go to that link, if I am not signed in, I'll get a prompt to sign in. Or else, if I'm using another email, I'll get a message, you need access, and it'll show which email you're signed in from. So in case you have multiple emails and you want to use another email, you'll be able to click the email, but else you won't be able to access, and you will be able to see the request to the file owners asking permission to view the files. You can do something like this, but if you don't know the email addresses, but you still want to share this with others, or like if you want to share it to a message group, then it's not feasible to add people via email. So what you can do is you can go to get link and change this option from restricted to anyone. So now anyone with the link can view the files, but they can't edit. But like if they are already in this list, they can do anything. So go to my other email. Now I can view the files, but like the previous time, I can't do anything with them. I just can view, no rename, no delete, nothing. And also, like I don't usually recommend doing this, sharing the link with editor permissions, because if anyone gets this link, they'll be able to do anything with the files. But like say you want to share a link to someone else where we can upload stuff or like do something, then that's the only time I recommend, but I recommend you to avoid using this because yeah, it's a huge security issue. Like files can get deleted if link gets leaked, etc. You can view edit access to anyone with the link, so they gets enabled automatically. So that's all regarding Google Drive for the day. Yeah. If there are any questions, put them in chat. And this doesn't allow you to like put reactions, right? What is the purpose of shared drive option? Shared drives they are if you are using say for example you are getting your Google account through a corporate or your university. So for example, this is like my work email. It's provided by my company. It doesn't have at gmail.com and it has my say for example my university email ends with at slwit.com. Likewise. So if you are a paying customer for like Google, like they have this option called shared drives where you can have a company wide or university wide or like batch wide drive. And only the people like inside like own in like corporate or like university email can create them. And if someone creates it and share it with you, or like if you can have shared drives, it'll appear. That's why like, and also that depends on the like plan you are on. So that's why like, we are using the basics package on my work email. So that's why I don't have shared drives on my work email, but on my personal email, there's a shared drive that was created for like National Olympiads. That's why I have the shared. All good. Uh, a storage analyzer. Actually, even I'm. So if you go to storage, you can see, like if you click on the storage, you can see what's stored on your drive and like how much storage everything, and you can sort by like least storage, more storage, and see like how each file is like how much each file is using. So usually you get 20 or 30 GB for Google Drive, and you can pay to increase. And as you can see, I'm using 117, so I'm obviously. You can check how much storage. Is that it? Any more questions?
What is the purpose of keeping folders in the drive?
It's just to help you organize. So you can have like everything inside the drive directly. A whole lot of files like this on your drive. When you want to find something, it's really hard. So you can have a folder and have stuff inside that. So it's easy to like navigate. Like basically the same reason for having folders in your computer. You can have everything in a single inside your partition without having folders, but when you have folders, it's to find stuff.
Yes, okay.
Anything else? Seems like then move on. Okay, let's go to Google Docs. So there are two ways to like create a Google Doc. One is to just directly select Google Docs and want to use template. It will create a Google Doc in that place. Or what you can do is you can just go to docs.google.com and you'll get a set of templates, and as well as you'll see all the recent documents open. So you can find stuff easily, and if you just click blank or select something from here, it will create a document and add it to a Google Drive without any folder. That's why I have two ways to go to a folder and create Google Doc when I want to do something. And now it's hard to find stuff. So after you created the Google document, first thing, like if you are doing it well, the first thing you can do is add a name. So I'll this section. So now if I go to my drive, you can see that it's here, but since we are going to do things properly, what you can do is you can click on this icon, move, and then select where you want to store it, like save that for right. Go to the second, so what we want, and I click move it. Now, if I go to Google Drive, I can see that this document is here and it's not in my Google Drive, like the root of my Google. So Google Docs is like almost similar to Microsoft Office Word. I have it here. So if I open them side by side, the design is different, but everything else, like most of the stuff, is similar. So you can basically write stuff. Then you can like format them, and underline them, and do whatnot with both of them. So I'll just show you like where things are around. And so if you let me get some sample text. Site I used to like get dummy text. And I think some might have seen this on like samples and stuff. So now we have our text. So Google also has what do you call it, corrections, but since Google has detected that sample, it's not going to show. But if I type stuff, it will detect them, but like it's more prominent on Word. So you can do the same stuff you do on Word with Google Docs. Say I want to change the font, select. I can change the font. Google Docs, you can do the same thing. Select and change the font. You have bold, italic, underline as well as with this stuff, and you can highlight. Also, like you can do all those center, line, right line, then justify all those with Google Docs like you would do on Word. And you have the same line and paragraph spacing, and you can have one thing you don't have with Word, but you have on Google Docs. You can have checklists. So, for example, say I want to have a checklist of items that I want to do. So let's take this section for an example. About the content. Yeah, the content. Questions. Do a dry run and so on. So now when I complete this, I can like basically tick them and they'll automatically get marked as done. So say you are like creating a like proposal, or you are having a Google Doc to track things up. For example, it might be like project you are doing, or you might be planning vacation, doesn't matter. So you can have a list and then tick those stuff. So it's easy to manage. And then the rest is like that. So I think like all of you are familiar with Word, so I'm not gonna cover all those here. So couple of things is like, say you are preparing a document with Google Docs, and you want to use it with Word, or you have a friend who wants to use it on Word, or you want to edit it offline. What you can do is you can go to File, download Microsoft Word, and it will download a Word file. You can open it with Word and edit it without any problem. You'll see this because you downloaded the file, but if you click build editing, you can do whatever you want without. It will be the same document. And you can also do the vice versa. So now I have this Word document, so I'm going to save it. And now I can click open, or like I can directly upload it to my Google Drive, or I can click open, upload, and upload that. Now I can edit it without. But like it has lost some formatting, if you can see here, because Google Docs doesn't have all the fonts you have installed on your computer, so it has picked something similar but not the exact font. So I have this, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and it has picked something similar but not the exact font. So those are the stuff you have to keep an eye on if you are like switching between Word and Google Docs. But other than that, it's basically the same. But like a couple of interesting things you have on Google Docs are the revision. So everything you type is automatically saved, and if you made a mistake, you can make undo. But say you undo something, think this message is should be intended towards the organizers. Are you guys going to share this recording? Yes, right? Someone has sent me a message asking they have a signal issue and whether they can record it. Okay. Sorry. So yeah. So let's say you're editing some stuff and you remove them, and now you remove something or change something, and then you put something again and you change something, and you undo it once, and you did a change again. Now you can't undo to the state where okay. Yeah, you can't undo the state where it was. So you are editing some stuff to remove something. did a change, then you undo it, the previous state, then did a change again. Now there's no way for you to go to that state where you had this and that small with Word. Now you have to do the same thing again. But with Google Docs, you have this thing called revision history. So basically what you have to do is there's this thing called which was when the document was last saved. So you can click on that and you can see all the changes that happened in the document. Okay, you can't see it because it was a Word file. If you uploaded a Word file, it seems like it doesn't support. But if you are using like Google Docs, if you go to version history, and you can see all the changes that happened inside the document with the timestamp, like when it happened and who did. So for example, here, this is the document. Then I just type this, then I added the whole text, remove that part. Then I did this style changes. Then I added this stuff. Likewise, you can see this and say, so this comes in handy a lot. Like if you are interested, you want to see how it was previously, or else also you can do this thing such like name in a version. So say you want to like you are creating a report or something and you want to send a draft to someone. You can name this as draft. Say draft project template. So now even though you did changes, now you can easily see the version you sent to the project committee by just clicking on. So, and also like if you want to restore that version, you have to click restore this version. But everything that happened after that, you will lose them. So if I do this, now the document is in my original state. This time it kept the version, previous version. So you can do the next life easy. Okay, there's a question saying for Google Docs, do we need internet? It depends. If you are using Google Chrome, you can edit stuff offline. You just have to say to the file and click make available offline, and you can edit it without internet. Unfortunately, I can't show you because if I disable internet, the call will get disconnected. But if you are using Google Chrome, you can do that. But if you are using something else, I think it won't work, but I'm not sure. But like, say for example, you are editing some stuff and your internet connection disconnects. But if you don't close your browser tab and reconnect internet, like if you keep on editing, but without closing the browser tab, you reconnect to the internet, the changes will be seen. So you don't have to worry about it. And also there's a question saying, does Google Doc have a predefined header templates like Microsoft Word? It has very basic stuff. So if you so you can insert stuff like page numbers and stuff, but other than that, there's no like predefined templates unless you start with the template. Like that's a limitation of Google Docs. So for example, here you can see templates. Like there's a whole lot of templates here. So for example, let's take something like this. Has its own template, but like it has its own header, but Google Docs doesn't provide you with a set of like predefined templates. So now you can go and edit this header and footer, but like it doesn't provide you something by default. Okay. So that's like the revision history is one like major plus Google Docs. You can get the same functionality with Microsoft Office as well if you own a like Microsoft Office 365 account. I think some universities provide them, and like some corporates, like companies provide them, but or you can pay for them. If you don't, you don't have it. Then the other thing is collaborative editing. You can like edit documents with friends or like colleagues or group members. So you can you just have to share this document, or you can directly share from Google Drive as well. And what you have to do is like I'll share it with my other email. So so if I go to my other email, okay. Now, if I go to the revision, this question, I can see that this other user did this change, and my personal account did this change. Something gets missing. Now you can just go and check who did the change or who removed it. And that's if, for example, you are editing like proposal or something, and you want your like partner to like fix something, and you can just add that in same so the comment can be for yourself or for someone else, but everyone can see the comment when you click on that. And also like and also say you want to like make your friend like assign some task to your friend. So what you have to do is go to comment and then mention your friend or colleague. And if you type their name, you can just see them, or in this case, I'm just going to find the email and click assign to. So now it says it's assigned to this other person, and now if they open it, they will see that this is assigned to you, so they can easily work on. And like if they want, like they can have a chat about what to do in something and clarify the stuff. And then finally, when the change is done, they can mark done and it will go. And if you want to see like every comment and everything that happened, you can click on the open comment history and everything that happened will be there. Because like the comments are not recorded in preview. Also, like one other thing with regards to Google Doc is, say you search for something. Let's take, okay, let's search about code. Go to this website. And I'm copying something of this website. So if I copy and paste on Word, it will paste with that formatting from here, and I can easily click here and click keep text only to get the just get the text, the formatting that I already have in it. But if you just go and paste on Google Doc, you will have the formatting that was on the website, but there's no way to fix it. So what you can do is you can go to edit and paste without click paste without font, or like you can check the shortcut from here. Differs if you are on a Mac. So for Windows, it's Control Shift V. If you click on that, only the text will get formatted. So that's one thing to keep note of, like if you are using Google Docs and if you are like referencing and copy pasting stuff from other places. And one last thing is, if you are done with the document, you can easily create a PDF by going to File, Download, PDF document, and it will generate a PDF document and download. So those are the special stuff that's in Google Docs. But other than that, it's mostly similar to Word. Any questions? All good? Like, no questions. So I'll go to my next item. So we are done with Google Docs. So let's go to Google Sheets. Again, Google Sheets. I'll open it and move it to our folder. This. Again, it's similar as Google Docs. Sorry, Microsoft Office Excel. You can do everything that you would do with Office Excel, and you will also have formulas and stuff. And the thing is, Google Sheets suggests formulas automatically based on the content that's on your sheet, like that's around that cell. So you can easily just do things like that without typing out the command. And it also suggests autofill items, but I'm not sure how good or bad it will be. Yeah, scroll up. Next. You want the name? I want the next. That would be average. Likewise, I can do everything that you would do on Excel, so I'm not gonna cover those. You can have multiple sheets like you do on Excel, no problem. And then one like important thing is on Excel, see you are preparing a small table. So you don't want anything from here on, but if you try to delete those, nothing happens. But with Google Sheets, by default, it only shows you columns until Z. So delete those, there won't be columns after. So you can make it look nice, and it's the same thing for like rows as well. In like Microsoft Office Excel, you can't delete rows like that, but on Google Sheets, you can have only the amount you require. And like you can do like different editing styling as well. And, show you a sample like just for this session. So see that you can like style it nicely like this. So the possibilities are endless. You just have to look for them. Like the like Google Docs, you can also share this with others and like do collaborative editing. Then this also has the revision version as well. Everything that was changed, but there's a limitation with Google Sheets. That is, if you are like editing with someone else, both can't like did the same cell at once. So for example, now if I try to edit this, and like if I try to edit this, the last person to edit that cell will like succeed, then the others like edit won't be. So unlike like in Google Docs, you are editing the single text, you can just see that cursor. Likewise here, you can only see the cell they're editing, and like if someone else was typing there and you type something else, the person to hit enter last would have their like save in that cell, the others save. not visible since I just typed the bridge. Going to do change to, and I'm hitting change enter here first. Change to is there. Now I'm going to hit here. So now it gets change one and change to this. So you have to be careful about. You can do the same stuff you did with Google Docs. You can comment. Okay. But unlike Google Docs, the comments aren't like noticeable. It will just show a small icon here, and if you go to that cell only, you will be able to see it. And also, you can assign people. Like almost everyone should have participated last week's session, so I don't have to do a lot about Excel, like how spreadsheets work. It's simple. You have the list here as well, like Google Docs, and that's about it. So one thing you can do is like, and here in the bottom it shows you how many comments are there in that sheet. Name. So say you have a table like this. Say you have a table like this and you want to like format a bit nice, so you can easily do like right click on it or like click on this icon and select alternate colors, so it will nicely format it like the one color and have the cells like other rows with alternating colors, and you can choose what the style is from here. So you want a different color for the header, choose that, the color 2, color 3, if you want, like if you want to have different styles defined, you can do this. Or if you are creating another table, you just have to select the style from previous, like previously created style, or they have like a set of predefined styles as well. And also one other thing you can do is you can do conditional formatting with you want to see, so you can right click on it, select it, right click on it, and go to conditional formatting, which will open this. And then you can either choose color scale. So based on the value, it will show a different color from one of those stuff. You click here. Or else what you can do is go to single color, then give a condition like if greater than 35 for pass, and less than or equal to 35, so it in red, getting the lesson as well. So you can do stuff like that with Google Sheet. Really easy. I have Excel, but I'm not sure. It's not there. And then so do this and fill here new field. Also, you want to sort this one by age. Do that. So yes, the underscore. And if you want to hide people who are years old, you can do that. And likewise, you can do filtering and stuff easily. Then check the data. So that's what's special with Google Sheets. Okay, sorry. So can you repeat the way removing extra columns? You just have to select all the columns you want. First column, I'm using the shortcut Shift Control right arrow key. Go to the end of the line. So if I do just Shift arrow key, it will be this column. But if I use Control right arrow key, it will go to the end. So I'm using Shift with that. So it will select everything. Then right click on column, set of columns, and say delete columns D2. You can insert columns when you need. So just right click on it, insert left or insert right. It will use the formatting that's already in the selected column. Or else, so if you want to like set 3 more columns, what you can do is you can select 3 columns from here and right click, then you will get insert 3 left or insert 3 right. Likewise, you can do for rows, but yeah, that's it. So any more questions? You can use VLOOKUP in Google Sheets. From what I remember, it's the same as it has the same syntax or like format as like Microsoft Excel, but yes, you can use VLOOKUP. But like everything should be inside a single Google Sheets document. Like you can have multiple sheets like this, but everything should be in a single document for VLOOKUP to work. Like for example, if you want to like reference something from another, say you want to get the sum of these stuff here, and you want to get the sum from the other sheet here, you can just click equal and then select this cell and put enter, and this will also get updated because it's shown the value. Any more questions before we move to the next?
Excuse me, how did you delete the columns from D to effect?
Yeah, that's what I just explained. So select a single column, like the first column you want to do. Then or else you can like select everything like this, or else you can select the first column and use the shortcut Shift Control right arrow key to select everything until the end. Then right click somewhere within the selected like region, either on the column heading or like inside the like selection. Then click delete columns. It will show you the set of columns that are selected. So in my case, it's columns D2 is selected. Hope I was clear.
Yes, it's clear.
Yes, let's move on to the next. There are no more questions. Okay. So the next item we have Google Docs, Google Sheets, and we can do nice stuff like this. So you have a assignment or change of this session to get that certificate. So you will have to create something with this. I'll tell you at the end of the session. Okay. So again with slides, you can click here, right click and create a Google slide from google.com and then start from there as well. So I'm going to move it to the folder so it's easier to find. So Google Slides has a how PowerPoint would do. For some reason, it's not yet. Like how PowerPoint does, can click select something from the templates, or like from these themes, or like they have the set of templates here. Or else like when I'm like in my personal experience, what I would do is I would search for the internet saying the topic I'm doing. So for example, technology, Google templates, and go to images and find something that like suits the occasion, and then use that. So you get the styling done for you. So you just have to worry about the content. So again, everything similar to Microsoft Office. PowerPoint, you have layouts, different layouts. Likewise, animation or like slide transitions. So how, like what is the animation that's shown when like switching from one slide to another? And also you can have animations for each individual items. So you have like on click after pages, it says like PowerPoint this and so on. But one more thing with Google Sheets I forgot to mention is you can download an existing like Google Sheet as a Excel document, and you can upload an Excel document and use it on Google Sheets as like how you did on Google Docs. And you can do the same similarly, like do the same thing with Google Slides as well. You can download this as a PowerPoint presentation, or you can upload it as like upload a PowerPoint presentation. So one thing, like one major limitation with Google Slides is say so the same transition here, and here I add an animation for the items, and after that I want to emphasize the main person. So let's, if I can present this without screwing up Zoom. So now when I'm talking about this point, I can enlarge it and the next, and so. And finally, I'm going to talk about G likewise. But on Google Slides, you can't do that. You can't have emphasis animations. For that, what you can do is you can cheat. So let me show you a sample presentation I did for in the session I did recently. So here I have the list, and I want to like highlight each and every item that I'm talking about. So what I did was I created a clone of like duplicate of the slide, which you can easily do by right click, duplicate slide, and then apply the effect for the first item here in that slide. In the second duplicate of it, fix that, apply a different style for this. So when you are presenting, see this. Okay, I'm going to talk about report. So I can press the next button and it will get highlighted. Then due to the slide transition, it looks smooth. And then I want to talk about curly. Then I want to talk about if, and so. So that's a small hack you can do to avoid that. But other than that, you can't have emphasis animations on Google Slides present. You also have like you have the version history or revision history on Google Slides as well, and you can do the collaborative thing. I'm not going to demonstrate, so you can do comments and all those stuff. So since I didn't share it initially and assigned someone asking me whether I want to share the Google document with them and how I want to share, whether you should allow them to edit or just view the comments or reply to comments. And now they have access. So yeah, like I said, you can download as PowerPoint, and I'm not sure whether you are using this, but this is also in PowerPoint. You can have speaker notes. So when you are presenting, it's easy for you to like do the presentation. Like if I was just doing a presentation instead of a hands-on demo, I would really be using speaker notes. But when you are speaking speaker note, like using speaker notes, you have to have two screens for it to work on PowerPoint. So you have to have two monitors or a laptop screen and a projector, and then you can just show the slides on a PowerPoint on what do you call it? Yeah, you can just show the slides on your projector and have the speaker notes on your like laptop screen. You can do the same thing with Google Slides. So what you have to do is when you're presenting, instead of hitting present, you just have to click on this and click present review. So it will open another window like this, which will show what this then next slide is going to be and what are the speaker notes I added for this slide. So if you are, for example, doing presentation over a Zoom call and you only have a single screen, what you can do is you can just, instead of sharing the whole screen, you can just share this window and have the presenter view somewhere. So the people who are watching presentation will just see your slides while you have this like extra benefit of seeing the speaker notes. Okay, and like there's a question saying asking what is the site you downloaded. I don't like have a specific site I use. I just what I do is do a Google search. So in this case, I use the site called SitesGo, but what I do is do a simple Google search saying I want like technology or get stats, Google slides templates. I just have the topic and just add the Google Slides template to the end, search for it, go to images, check for something that catches my eye. So in this case, I want to use this. Go to that link. And this time I got it on Slides Carnival. And click go to preview and download. And use as Google Slides theme and we open something like this saying, would you like to make a copy of that? Just click make a copy. And I have it here. I have it like template. So now I can edit it to put whatever content I need. So like, especially if you are like working with a template like this and you want to change something, or like if you want to like create a template of your own, there's this thing called edit theme in Google Slides. So see here on like blank document, like the document I created from scratch. Here you can like edit the style of your like, theme. So for example, this, if you want to like move this a bit up, there's no way for you to do from here because you can't select it. So what you can do is go to, because it's there on the theme like itself. So you can go to edit theme you can find the design responsible for this item. So now you can edit whatever you want. So now I close this. So now, and if you want to have multiple layouts here, you can go to edit theme, and then right click on here, new layout, and then customize it any way you want, and UID section. So now I close this. There's a new layout called the responsibility. So these are the stuff you have to like keeping in mind when you are using Google Slides. Yeah. So for example, if you upload a PowerPoint presentation to Google Slides that have emphasis animations, then those animations will get removed when you're editing on Google Drive, and even after you download it, those animations won't be there. Yeah, that's about the Google Slides. There are any more questions? Just drop in the chat, or like then I can ask. So then like there aren't any more questions. I already answered the stuff I saw up until now. If that's the case, let's move to Google Forms. Those stuff. Need them anymore. Again, for forms, you can just do forms.google.com and create a blank form or blank quiz. We'll come to that. So there are a set of like predefined templates like you can use. For example, if you're hosting a party and you want to get details, you can start with the party invite and customize it the way you want. Like if you are getting job applications, do that. But since we want to like learn from scratch, we'll create a blank document. So what you will get is something like this. So here you can enter the name for your form, so you can identify it. So I will name it as session. Okay, and then I'll move it to same folders. So fine. Okay. Now I can have a title, a description, and have a set of questions that needs to be like that we can send to a list of people. So we can have the question here. And it automatically picks that it's a function that needs an like answer text field instead of like picking a set of options, so it changed it. And these are the like supported question types. So we have short answer, we have paragraph, which is a like long text. So we'll show you the difference.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Can we change the font in this
Form.
Google Tamil font or Sinhala font?
Yes. You can't like change the style. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So for example, you can do things like this. You can change the font style to one of the options they provide. But other than that, you can't use custom fonts. But if you are typing using Unicode, so for example, you can do something like this. Like if you are using Unicode fonts, you can just have Unicode text, no problem. But like you can't have custom fonts, like for example in Word. I can use any of these fonts. Like I said, English fonts. Nope, I don't. Single and Tamil fonts, I can use them with Word, but I can't use any Google font. They just have to use Unicode.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So, yeah. Likewise, you can have like short answer text, then paragraph. So, for example, if you have a question like tell us a bit about yourself, I think like almost all the people who have applied, like face the job interview, will know that these two are the like first few questions that an interviewer would ask you. Then you have multiple choice. So select or like what is the best time for sure. Supposed to. And if you type a question like this, it will automatically suggest that do you want to add morning, afternoon, evening here. So I can just click add all, and it will get this stuff. So you can see how the form looks like by clicking on this preview button. So it will show a list of options which I can pick. And like if you want to allow your like people who are filling the form to avoid questions or not answer questions, you have to keep this required here, like turn it off, or if you want definitely get an answer, turn it on, and then they can't skip that question. And so this is multiple choice. I'll create a copy of this. And then there's checkboxes. Now if we refresh this. So here the difference between side by side. So the difference between short answer and long answer is here you get like a small text, and here you can keep on typing like long text. Here you cannot type a single line, but here you can have like entire great paragraphs and so on. Yes, multiple choice where you can pick one of those, and then you have checkboxes. You can pick multiple, and then can also have a drop down. Then I just have to select one from here. And then we have file upload. So we can tell the respondents or people who are filling this form to upload a file. Say you want to like collect their upload your, let's say, NIC. So you can decide what type of file you are willing to upload them. So I'm going to make a PDF or image, because like that's all it's going to be, either a scan like document which can either be a PDF or image or a photo, and number of files I'm letting them to upload and maximum file size. And then it'll create a folder inside our Google Drive and let them upload those. So fine. Again, yeah, I have this add file thing, which I can directly add files using my Google Drive or upload a file. So say I'm trying to upload the Word file here. It says the selected file is not supported for upload, but if I upload an image, it works without an issue. And then there's linear scales where you can have something like how would you take experience. I think a familiar question for everyone who have like had a with customer support of some company. 1 is terrible and 5 is amazing. So something like this. So it's a single question, or you can have multiple choice grid. So it's something like this. Okay, how would you draw one? Draw to waiting time. Well, Good. Since we have answered all the questions, so I will type this. So I can have a question like, so for each item they have to pick how they felt, well, bad, neutral. And I can't submit because this require answers for each and every. So then we have checkbox grid, same thing, but instead of like one choice, they can pick multiple. So it's not good for a question like this, but you can think a bit and figure out it. So then you have the date. So and then the date, and then we can pick the time. So those are the question types in Google Forms. And then just this thing called section. So you can have multiple sections. So like having different pages. So what to add a section, what you have to do is click here, add section here. And then you have a different section for that. So yeah, Google automatically suggested yes or maybe. And a thing with multiple choice and checkboxes I forgot to mention is you have this thing called add other. So the person who's filling the form get to add an item that's not included in the form. So it's not either morning, afternoon, evening, we can pick other and type something else. Likewise. And now yeah, instead of submit, it shows next because I have another section. I think it's not required, so it's easy to go. Section 2. Likewise, we can have only the number of sections, and then you can decide, like after section 1, what you want to do, whether to send them to section 2 or finish, let them finish the form. And in the middle, you can have like things like you can like drag and drop stuff. So in the middle, you can have a break by adding some other stuff or custom title, like title and edit. Or you can have an image. You can also add a video. So now if I load this, custom title, I added in this image, and then you can have more content out, like more questions or anything after that. That's basically it with the Google Forms. You can like customize theme, you can upload a header image, or like you can pick something like that from a set of images Google provides you. Then pick the color, background, or like use a custom color. Then pick the font style. And also one more thing you can do is in settings you can tick collect emails. So Google will automatically like collect the email of the person who's filling the form, or Google can't detect the emails. Google will tell them to log in using their Google account, limited to one response, or whether you allow a single email to fill the form multiple times, then keep the responses after submitting. Whether you want them to see a summary chart and like the list of responses by other. So don't enable this unless you are doing a survey or something, because this will reveal like personal information of others. And then you can enable the progress bar, shuffle the question order if you want this, and you can like when you submit, it will show your response has been recorded, or if you want to say you can have a custom message. Then there's this thing called quizzes that Google introduced like recently with the called the pandemic and everything, where you can have a like quiz inside Google Docs where you can have a set of like multiple choice questions and mark them as the answer. So when they answer, they'll like they can like you can either let them see the score right after they fill, or later like manually mark them and like calculate a score. I'm not sure whether we'll be able to cover that within the allocated time, but you can go and try it yourself. Yeah, that's about it. So there's one more thing I want to show, but for that I need the people to fill this. So after you create a form, okay, let me actually show you a sample that I just put it like forms.google.com. Something I created. So if you can so after you create the form, you can just send, and you can either send it to people via email, enter the email address and the subject for email and message you want to include in email, or again you can share it with others so they can edit, use that collaborators button, or you can just give them a URL. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this and drop it in the yeah, drop it in the Zoom chat. So can a couple of you this, so I can show you like how it shows the responses and stuff. I drop it in the Zoom chat. Till you guys fill it, just to fill some random stuff, doesn't matter. I just want to show like how things get recorded. There's a question saying, can you show how you got the singular font? So basically, like it's the same way you use singular like on like Google or somewhere else. So if you have Sinhala installed in your computer, you will see something like this where you can use the like change the language, or if you are using something like Helaguru, then there's a if you are using something like this, or like there are Sorry. You can just copy it and then sit here without any. Okay, I have 3 responses. So when people fill the form, here you can see there's a separate tab called responses. You can click on that and see who filled the form. You can see a summary of all the emails, names, and stuff they filled. And or else you can click a question and instead of a summary, you can select individual question and see how they filled it, like what they filled. Or you can select individual and select every single person who filled it and see what they filled in. Or like if it, so say you have like 100 responses, then it gets like tiresome to go through each and individual one. So what you can do is you can click on this create spreadsheet button and it will ask you whether you want to create a new spreadsheet or select an existing one. So I'm going to create a new one and it's asking me for a name. And if I click create, it will create a new Google Sheet with all the responses, and it will automatically get updated when like more people fill in the form. So you can easily use this data for anything you want. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, there's a question asking how we can create a pie chart from collected data. Okay, so if you want to create a pie chart, so export it to a Google Sheet using this. For the data, then select this and create insert chart. And now the rest is like how you would create a chart using Excel. So in this case, pie chart and use row one as well as. So I want to create a chart using the best time to contact. So okay, 20% have answered morning and 8% has answered. Likewise, you can create charts or like filters the like table like how I did on Google Sheets and etc. So any more questions regarding Google? If there are no questions, we can move to this. Seems like there are no more questions. That's the case. That's the end of the session. So just to check whether you have grabbed everything and were paying attention, I'm going to give you a small quiz. Stop sharing and maybe okay. Hope everyone can see my screen. You have to go to kahoot.it from your mobile phone or tablet or whatever. Use the question and answer at the same time using computer, and then there enter the game pin as 3509911 and you can join the quiz. Waiting for you guys. Okay, just one. There are 62 participants including me, but I expect at least 50 to join. Come on. Just two. Okay. 5, 6, 7. Come on. To join this, you have to go to www.kahoot.it from your mobile phone. Open the browser, that is address, and go to that website. Then you will get prompt asking to fill in the game code or game pin. Enter this 3509911 as the game pin. Then you'll get to enter the name and stuff, and you'll get it. Okay, the participant count is also decreasing. Come on, guys. angles. Safety 18, 19, 20. I'm going to second one. Come on. Is that it? Okay, I'll wait for another 1 minute and then start the quiz, or else like we'll be wasting the time of others. So I have a like sample question. And, like you can easily answer as a first question, so you can get a feeling of like how things are going, like how this is gonna work. So we'll wait till 6:34 and then start. Now it's 6:33. This is half of what I expected. Okay, 6:34, so let's start. Okay. And the score is determined by how fast you answer, and like there are answer streak as well. So if you get multiple questions like correct in a row, you'll get more bonus points. So you can remember the contents of the session. So you can select multiple options in this. Select all that apply. We have Google Scholar, Google Forms, Google Search, and Google Products we covered. Majority has answered correct. We didn't cover about Google Scholar today. That's tomorrow. And we didn't cover Google Search, but I just show you some stuff about Google Search, but we didn't cover Google Search. Okay. So JAT3 is ranked in top. So let's go to the next section. True or false? Upload a folder to Google. Pick either true or false. The answers are coming in fast. We have 20 complete answers. 31, 32, 33. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, good. You can upload a folder to Google Drive. You just like right click or like select there, like go to upload and click upload folder, but it only works in like modern browsers. Like it definitely works on Chrome, but not sure about other browsers. Okay, next question. like IE has a fast and J3. Again, a multiple select. Select all that applies. The answers. Okay, yes, everything's right down. No wrong answers. Yes, so it seems like everyone didn't get it right. 19 out of everybody got it right. So yeah, you can use any of these methods to share a document, but I'm recommend not to use link with editor, but you can share link commenters, so we can only comment. Okay. Okay, seems like we went down and we came to the top. So let's go to the next section. Condition out of fill. I'll select. Okay. What features are not included in Microsoft Office Word? That are especially there on Google Docs. Okay, you can convert to PDF on Microsoft Word. It might not be there on old versions, but in the latest version from onwards, Microsoft Word, everything else. You can have comments on Microsoft Word, but you can't assign. Like how, like I assign some person to do like that. You can't do collaborative editing unless you have Office 365. Then you don't need anything in Microsoft Word. Okay. Let's go to the next section. Okay, let's see the report. And we can have gone down and see the tools at the top. Okay. Section 6 out of 12. We are halfway through. That is a similar product for Google Sheets. This is a very easy question. I think everyone will get this right. Come on, guys. If you got this wrong as well, it's Microsoft Excel. Okay. Next, let's see the leaderboard. Left the top. No false. This Google Sheets have revision history. Come on. And right now 5. Okay. See how the leaderboard did change. Still in the top. I think Anjula can pass CJP. They try it a bit hard, like be a bit faster. Big section. What is the limitation of Google Slides? I specifically mentioned this, and I also showed a workaround to overcome this. You don't have emphasis animations on Google Slides. You can like cheat a bit and like do something like emphasis animations, but you don't have emphasis animations with Google Slides. That's only on PowerPoint. Okay. CP came to leaderboard and CJP is still at the top with around 600 something difference with second place. So let's go to the next question. 9th of question of 12 questions. Can you edit a PowerPoint presentation in Google Slides? True or false? Come on. Two, 1, 0. Yes, you can edit a PowerPoint presentation with Google Slides. You just have to upload it to Google Slides directly to Google Slides or using Google Drive, and then you can. Okay, next. Anjula is on fire, has a streak with 9 correct answers in a row. Well done. Okay, CJP is at the top as well. Let's go to the next section. Correction. What is data correction type available in Google Forms? I showed you all the correction types available in Google Forms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yes, there are. You can't have date range on Google Forms. You can have date and a time, but you can't have date range. Google Forms. Everything else is there. Okay. Yeah, Angela has climbed to the top, and CJP has gone down. Okay, 11th correction, the one before the last. Can you export the Google Form responses to a Microsoft Excel document? This I didn't directly answer, but if you were paying attention to the whole session, you should be able to figure this out. Yes, one person got it wrong. Yes, you can export. So first you have to get it to a Google Sheet, then you can export the Google Sheet as a, like download the Google Sheet as a Microsoft Excel document. So you have the result. Okay, last question. Before that, let's see the rankings. Okay, nothing has changed. Last question. Can you host quizzes on Google Forms? Answers are coming in fast. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yes, you can have quizzes on Google Forms, but I didn't have enough time to show it. So yeah. And this is the final leaderboard. At the third place, a CJP. Second place, there's JI. At the first place, we have Angela. Okay. And at fourth place, we have Win, and fifth place with me. Okay, well done, guys. And that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Adithya Narasinghe, for that entertaining and energetic ending. And I hope that everyone got to know the first bit, the half of what Google Products has to offer. And of course, do join us tomorrow as well to cover the other half, so that you get the entire picture of what Google Products has to offer. And thank you for being a lovely, energetic audience, getting in touch with us on kahoot.it and answering and clarifying all your doubts. And once again, thank you, Mr. Adithya Narasinghe, for introducing us to what Google Products has to offer, and a little insight into tricks and tips that we could actually utilize in our day-to-day use of given the current situation in the country. And of course, stay safe, And before we wrap up, I request all of you all to fill in the admission form that is in the Google, that is in the chat, in the Zoom chat. And before we wrap up, please we request you all to turn on your videos so that we could capture this first day, to mark the end of the first day for Google products on Build Your Base. Shy people are leaving little by little, but the brave, come on, we are all young. This is a safe space. I mean, we understand we all are in our homes, and so it's okay. So we have can we have more people? This is a humble request, because if this was done in a physical manner, of course, we would have had a lovely group picture. So to simulate that experience, of course, that this is a humble attempt from the Rotaract Club of University Alumni, as well as the Leo Club of Colombo Fort. If okay, so in the interest of time, let's go ahead, Nilupul. Navodi.
Okay, Janet, thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone for staying with us beyond the allocated time. Hope that you all enjoyed this, and do join us tomorrow. If you all need the certificate, participation on the both days are mandatory. So hope to see you all tomorrow as well. At the same time, I'm Janati Tabane, your host for tonight, as well as I'll be seeing you all tomorrow. Stay safe. That's the most important thing. Stay safe and good night.